All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. For where it's afternoon, good morning for those where it's still morning, and good evening to others where it is evening. I am your host, Dr. Kathleen Walls, and welcome to Planters Knowledge. I am super excited to have my guest author today, who I had a chance to meet less than a month ago. We met a couple weeks ago. I was doing a workshop for my book series and for social emotional learning, using my book series, to strengthen social emotional learning and early literacy skills. And she was sitting at the front of the class. And she said, I have a book too. Well, y'all know I was like, oh, you do? Well, let me hear about this book. And so let me introduce you to distinguished. Y'all get that distinguished down. Educator and author Eleanor Reese. And that's Reese with the grease. So how are you doing? How are you doing today, Eleanor?
Oh, good afternoon, Dr. Walls. I am feeling better now that I hear you talking because I came here with some nervous, excitable energy
Yes.
and it's starting to settle down. So it's
Okay.
been a blessing to have met you. I'm glad that I went on that Eventbrite and came to
Hmm.
your workshop, learned so much from you. I was so excited and inspired by everything that you had to show and how
Thank
you
you.
want to bring that into the room for early childhood education and social emotional learning, of course. So thank you for this opportunity, and you did make it happen quickly.
Good. Anybody who know me know they be like, do not tell her, because if you tell her, it's gonna be a fast turnaround. Because I'm like, let's get it done. Let's go. Let's go. And I'm
Thank
super
you.
excited. Your book, and we're gonna talk about it. I always tell people, and if you're new to the show, please be sure jump in that chat room, say hello, let us know where you're coming from, where you're joining us from. Also, too, please hit that subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing but a moment in time to click subscribe. There is no cost to be a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And then, last but not least, I always tell people, get a pen, get a piece of paper, open up a tab, because you're going to hear something that is either going to inspire you, motivate you, inform you, educate you, or something that you can give to somebody else. And please know that this video is being recorded, and you can always come back and hit the replay. All right. So here we go. Miss Distinguished Educator and author, would you please tell the people a little bit about yourself? Oh, welcome from LA. And now, is that LA as in Los Angeles or LA as in Louisiana? But you go on and tell us about yourself while they're letting us know.
Okay, yeah, I was listening. All right, so yes, my name is Eleanor Reese. I actually write under Eleanor Reese, and I guess some basics. I love the Lord, and I have my mother, and all those kind of wonderful things. Kiki and Trey better be watching this. As far as education, I've been teaching for 21 years, special education, learning support. And I really love social emotional learning. So I've been
Mhm.
doing that as well. And I was working with that for about 3 years, but that's always been a part of my practice. And
Mhm.
I'm an author, as you know now, and a professional development leader. Yes, Freddie Learns.
Mhm.
And I do
So
professional developments for the PFT, Health and Welfare. So
fantastic, fantastic. So when did you know, one, that you wanted to get into education, and that you wanted to focus in that SEL and in that special ed realm?
well, I really wanted to be like a dental hygienist, so I worked at the Temple Dental School, and then
Okay.
started teaching the students there how to take X-rays, radiographs on all different mannequins and different types of people. So I felt like that connection, that love for teaching, like
Mhm.
explaining information, having people understand it, and then explaining different ways for people to have
Yes.
that's some kind of challenge. So that what got me into education, and then God blessed me. I was able to get tuition remission, so I went to school, and I didn't have any student loans, all that kind of wonderful stuff.
Woo woo.
But then when I went to school, I didn't get into the dental hygiene, but I fell into education. And then when they told me I needed 4 more classes for special ed, I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do it. And I was very happy with that decision. And then
Wonderful.
social emotional learning, I got my certificate from Rutgers and St. Elizabeth. And then that is a part of my story as well, because when I was working in special education, principals always ask me like, did I want to be the SEL? And I'm like, no. So that was the special education liaison, which is more about, paperwork and like the putting
Mm-hmm.
part of it. So then I found out it was another SEL, social emotional learning. That's when I decided like, this is what they see in me and this is what I am.
Wow.
So I was like, that's the SEL that I'm supposed to be, with the social emotional learning leader.
Okay. So my undergrad is in early childhood and elementary education, and but I was so determined on graduating a semester early that I didn't stay that extra semester, because that extra semester would have gotten the special ed cert as well. And
Mm.
little did I know, right? My goal was to become a psychologist, which I met. Um, but at the time, I didn't know, of course, 10, 15, 20 years into the future, that the special education classroom would consist of all of the students with emotional and behavioral disorder, which ended up being the students I work with as a social skills consultant.
Right. I can definitely see you as being a great, amazing special education educator. But you're right, because in the classroom too, I had like so many different mixes of diagnosis and just,
Mm-hmm.
our learning
Mm-hmm.
disability. So yes, you have to have those skills under your belt. 'Cause-
Yes, definitely. So I know people listen like, wow, I love talking to people and learning their stories. So from dental hygienist to special ed teacher to author.
Okay.
How did this come into play?
Well, I was digging around last night because I was thinking about, some of the questions that I was going to be answering today. So I found this. This is a letter that I wrote in 1991, and it's
Oh,
written to the Carlton Press Company, and I was asking them if they wanted to like publish my book, which was Life at Six. So from 1991, and then look here too.
wow.
This is the first cover that was gonna look like my little artwork for the first cover.
Oh
Like,
my goodness.
and then which is really nice about this. I used to sing these songs in the car with my children, just to make sure, we had some joy in the car and everything. And they remember the beginning of this book, the whole thing, the beginning part. I don't know if they know the other chapters, but this part here,
Uh-huh.
six. So this was supposed to be my first book. However, I did submit it not too long ago, and I'm looking for the illustrators to do another self-published book. So definitely want to get that out there because that's how it really started back then. And
Wow.
yeah.
That's amazing. Go ahead.
Okay, so now my uncle Snap, he his name is Raymond Battle, and he wrote a book. So he was the first
I,
author in our family.
I know that
And
book.
you know this book, and I
Yeah,
had it somewhere, and I
yeah,
couldn't
I
find it. I pulled this out.
do too.
And this is like really, powerful because it's about, the Black culture and us surviving and about, doing all those different things to help us to become who we were meant to be. Because, they took
Yes.
us away from our tribes and all those different things, and we lost a part of that. So this book is what I got from it, is how to like bring those things back. Because he was a big believer in Marcus Garvey.
Yes,
Garvey
yes.
and his philosophies, and I'm disappointed that I didn't sit more so at his feet and learn
Hmm.
more about the Black culture and the history of it. Because who knows, I could have probably been an amazing Black history teacher,
Well,
right?
look at you. It's still possible. So don't act like it ain't over.
Yeah, so this is Redmond Battle, and the man that wrote this
Wow.
article about it too, it was really amazing to see that he was such a hero in a lot of people's life. And then
Hmm.
my sister Jean, and these people are God rest their soul, they're not here anymore. She wrote this book. There's only one. My sister
Okay.
Jean is big on the playwrights, so she wrote a lot of plays, and I hope her daughters are in this that YouTube. They could probably put it in there because she sent some down south, and they performed them at different colleges down
Oh,
south.
really?
And this is one of her books, and she has some more online. But she was writing too under a ghost name, which is called the Laughing Christian.
Okay.
Laughing. publishing. So, and she's self-published. So when before it was hard to publish, you need a publisher, but she started to figure this out and everything. So I used to go to her house and she was like, "Listen, you got 1 hour. One
Yeah.
hour, I'm gonna show you how to do this. And you can't come over here every day. You're gonna have to do this for 1 hour." So she was great. I love it, and I really appreciate her. And then my daughter, she was next. So Kiki,
Okay.
I know she's out there. So this is her book. And her book is like a
Oh.
lullaby. It's called Hey Sleepy Baby,
Uh-huh.
which is really touching is because I used to sing them jingles in the car. And then she made up lullabies to sing for her daughter. And then
Yes.
this book that has a QR code. And you go on a QR code and you
Yes.
can hear her singing the jingle. And then you can
Oh,
hear my granddaughter in there also saying some song, singing a song. It's precious. It's
that's
really, really good.
beautiful. Y'all,
Yes.
this is why I tell y'all pen, paper, open a tab. We 10 minutes in. She done dropped all of this in 10 minutes. Okay. We have a history book to help those from the African diaspora become inspired and more in touch with who they are. We have a book that shows you how you can be a playwright, a person who writes plays and then perform. And then we got Baby Lullaby and Sweet. I mean, the writing is just obviously genetically embedded within you and
Yes.
energetically around you.
Yeah, so there's some love for like yes writing, and my sister Jean too. She wrote a lot of the biblical type things, so you'll
Okay.
see that too on the Amazon. She has her things, and then
That's
there was me, the next author in the family, and
mm-hmm.
this is Freddie Learns the P.A.I.N.T.
Yes.
And that's my grandson, my firstborn grandson. He needs to be out here too. Hi, India. Can I give shout outs?
Please give all the I was reading your dedication and I said, I'm gonna tell her she better make sure she shout out everybody that's in the dedication as well. Go ahead.
Yes. So yeah, this book came to me a little differently than how it was written because it's
Mm-hmm.
actually like a true story for how I came up with this idea. But before I jump into that, when I was digging last night for the Life at Six, which was about my
Yes.
son, his name is Freddie, so he was going
Okay.
to be the first Freddie in my story. Hi,
Uh-huh.
Trey, and Kiki. So I found this last night when I was digging. And this
Oh,
looks like this is what I was thinking when I was giving my book a title, right?
yes.
Paint and
Yes.
it's positive plans in our hands. And it's a little like behavior system I was using in the classroom. And
Uh-huh.
green was like, you're having a wonderful day, yellow so, red, you got a little off task, blah, blah, blah. So you saw this was the Monday and then the Tuesday, Wednesday, and and it teaches
Ah.
this too that, our behaviors fluctuate, our emotions fluctuate. It's okay because we can always, be resilient and come back to where we're centered at. So,
Yes.
and I actually remember too where I was at when I created this idea. It was downtown at a workshop.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I think is that on Fourth and Walnut? They have the Black History Building, and I took this course down there about bullying, and we were
Okay.
bullying and everything. And then they gave us time to talk and converse with the other people around you, and you had to
Uh-huh.
come up with an idea, and that's where the PINT came about.
Look at that.
That's what I made up that day. Positive plan in our
Okay.
hands. But then when I started using it in school,
Yes.
turn it into the PAINT and turn into like the acronym. You actually do like the technique to help you to breathe and go through that cycle from amygdala back up here to your prefrontal cortex.
Yeah.
Things that's what through my research when I learned that, and then I put it
Yes.
all together and tied it through. But
Let,
yeah.
let me ask you this. So the popsicle stick hand, do you
Mm.
remember what year that was?
This year, oh well, oh wait a minute, there's a date on here. All right, this says I'm gonna have to put on my little glasses. I did Brandon. Let me look at them real
Go
quick.
ahead. Go ahead.
Where's the date on here?
Keep it real.
This is 18, 12. This is
Okay.
18, 12, 16.
2018.
Yeah, 2018. So
All
I
right.
think that workshop down here had to be around that time somewhere.
And you made the transition and now PAINT and your book was published when?
That was my book published in 2000, because at the school that I started using this at, I was there
Uh-huh.
for, what's that, 2017. Yeah, to
Okay.
about 6 years. So, yes. Let me see inside my book. This was published. Da, 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 da. When was this published?
And the only reason
Put it in
why
my book. I don't see it in there.
I don't see it either. That's all right. I can Google it and find it. Don't you worry about it. They
That
know I
might
will
have
hunt the
been
information down.
that was before that. 2019. Yeah, 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been 2019.
The reason why I bring it up is a lot of times we have stuff already inside of us, and it's just a matter of either recognizing it and or reworking it. And then it's like all of a sudden we rework that and everything just falls in to place.
Yeah, because when I first started this type of social emotional learning work, it was a couple of teachers. Hope they're here too. They wanted to be on me to be on a podcast, but I was
Uh-huh.
always like leery of social media. I still don't post a lot of stuff on social media, so I always said the negative energy about social media. So now
Mm-hmm.
I'm opening up my horizon, and I'm going to give it a try and try to promote a lot of things that I do because they are helpful, and I've seen it in real time. So
Yes.
the real story
Yes.
about the P.I.N.T, the young lady was having like a meltdown, and
Mm-hmm.
she was going through the school just like tearing stuff down. And I already had a relationship with her, fourth grader, and I got her, pulled to the side, and I got try to get her to calm down and using the painting activity and whatnot. And I could see her start to like you know,
Mm-hmm.
get rid of that energy and whatnot. And we were able to
Yes.
get to the point where she could like open up and talk about what she was going through and then
Mm-hmm.
that emotion that was making her feel that way at the time. So
Mm-hmm.
and so it was three other stories about that at the same particular school. Like this one young lady, she was like a whole nother color. And then we
Mm-hmm.
started this and you could just see it wash away.
Wow.
And then another gentleman, he was a big eighth grader. He was furious. Like, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like furious. And you could just see like the smoke out of his ears. And it just like,
Mm-hmm.
it was like, ugh.
That de-escalation. It
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
yeah.
And most recently, I was at my new school, and I was doing what's that monitoring, walking around for like a pre-assessment PSSA, and then
Uh-huh.
the student was just sitting there doing this, and I'm looking like, "What are you doing?"
Uh,
You're like, I'm done. I'm like trying to focus, Miss Reese. I'm like, well, who taught you that? You're like, you did.
Come on now, planting those seeds. Let me put here. Sheen B said, "That's right. Promote and share your greatness, Aunt."
Hi, Sheena.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
Yeah, I
says,
talked to your
"Super
ear off
proud of
about social
you."
emotional learning. Thank you. Yeah, I talked
Yeah.
Sheena ear off about social emotional learning at my mother's house when I was being a caretaker for her. I was over there. My
Uh-huh.
mother was like, "Will y'all stop talking about that?" Yes, we have had great conversations about my other thing, myself
Good.
and WTR.
Oh, okay. Okay. We're gonna talk about that too. Duke Man said, "Great book." So
Oh, thanks. Hey, DJ. That's my family representing. Yes, he out there in California. Okay, DJ.
so you got people all over. Oh, look at this. Wanda Williams said, "It's amazing to see the students use your strategies."
All right, Wanda. I just met Wanda. She's an amazing woman, and I'm going to
Uh,
go to something that she's having tonight online at 7 o'clock. She's
okay.
creating these beautiful, it's like shimmering jackets. I didn't want to tell my girlfriend's jackets it's so beautiful, but they might hear now. I ordered me a jacket. It's gonna be bling out when we go on the trip to see the Eagles today. Yeah, so thank you, Wanda. That's great. I just met her, so
I
wonderful.
love it. Well, thank you everyone for joining us today to support Eleanor in this. As you heard her say, she had been shying away from social media, and others had asked her to be on a show, and she had said not yet, but she said yes today. So it is an honor that you have chosen me to be your step out moment, and I celebrate that. So I'm a celebrate. Okay, so you get a
Yeah,
tambourine for that because you done
like
stepped
that.
up and busted through as we were talking about some of the nerves and sometimes we have to experience things in order to learn how to work through it so that then we can teach others how to do it as well. And go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna just say, when I text you this morning saying, okay,
Yes.
I'm kind of nervous and everything. I was like, I'm gonna jog around my house and pray. And then you text me back and you was like, P.A.I.N.T. And I was like, boom. I'm like, so then I started doing that, right? And then I started taking some of that negative energy away. And then I had to go through some new research that I stumbled over. It's called cognitive appraisal. Are you
Yep.
familiar with cognitive appraisal?
Yep.
And that really worked too, because
Good.
it's a two-step phrase on two steps. So first you have to ask yourself, is this threatening? The situation? Is it
That's
threatening?
right.
A little teeny bit, right? Right. But is it beneficial?
Mhm.
Absolutely beneficial. So
That's
then that
right.
changes your mindset of how you're looking at that, and then your
Yep.
energy starts to change. And then the next step is like, can you cope with it? How are
Hmm.
you going to cope with it?
Hmm.
So I did my other thing, and then you gave me my other thing,
Your
and
technique back. Yes.
yes, yes. And then I was just a little more confident. And then the 10 minutes before the other people got here and we chatted, that made everything even more like real. And I do
Hmm.
believe that this is well worth it. And I do think my Freddie Learns that P.A.I.N.T is helpful for a lot of children and
Yeah.
adults in a lot of different situations. And it takes you to those next levels that you're going to need in life for that cognitive reappraisal and that cognitive behavior theory and all those kind of things to help
Yeah.
you with your self-regulation, emotional regulation, all those different kind of things that we need to make responsible decisions as adults and children.
That's right. Well, we're going to get ready to jump into the book, but I want to bring up some comments here in the chat room and let people know I have dropped the link to her book in the chat room. So please be sure get it for yourself, just to support an author, an independent author. Also, you can get it. It's time for gifts, door prizes, stocking stuffers, class incentives. These
Mhm.
are great gifts to buy and share with others. You can click that link. Let's see what we have here. We have Joe says,
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, Elle. It's a great book. You're consistently growing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's my BBF down there in Virginia. We've been
Come
best friends
on.
since 8 years old. Like yeah, so much love, Joe. And
Oh,
my book and a lot of other people in here, already have it. So thank you for putting it out there.
excellent.
I appreciate
And
it.
then also, I'm so proud of you, bestie Pam.
Ah, that's my bestie. We've been friends too since we were 8. Like, yeah. So love you, Pam. Talked to both of them this morning. So yeah, they definitely ride or die. Love it, love it.
There we go. There we go. All right. Well, we said we're going to give the people a little sample of the book. So let's tell them what PAINT stands for, and then you tell me what page, and we're going to do a little reading.
Okay, so this book is written like a dialogue, and it's a communication between a grandmother and her grandson. And P is where you have to pause. So before we react, you remember how it was really really popular, 0 to 100, right? We have to take that pause, and I teach my students too, y'all out there, how to pause. So that's something I said we do.
Mm,
So pause, and then the A is you have to ask yourself how you're feeling. Right? Ask yourself how you're feeling. What's that emotion that you're going through? Because the emotion is going to kick in your body with some kind of sensation going on. So you
that's
know
right.
something. And then we honor all emotions because they are valuable, right? So and then the I is taking that time for the deep breathing because we don't breathe the way we're supposed to, right?
Hmm.
When you're supposed to breathe, you breathe in, your belly comes out, and then the opposite, breathe in, goes back in. So we lost track of how to do that deep breathing because we watch a baby breathe. This is the way that our system is
Hmm.
designed to breathe.
Hmm.
So inhale and exhale as many times as you need to, and then notice that sensation in your body. Because when people are having different emotions, it can be in your stomach, it could be in your head, back in your
That's right.
neck. For Freddie, it was in his feet. Like if some people
Hmm.
are angry, their fists get tight,
Yep.
certain
Yep.
kind of things. And then by the time you go through those on first 4 stages, you're like knowing that you don't have to be in survival mode, right? This is
Hmm.
not life threatening, this, that, and
Hmm.
the other. And then you can be able to like be more rational and talk it through and talk it out with a trusted adult so that you can not be impulsive and do something that you really didn't want to do.
That's right. I love it. I love it. So let me just slow that down real quick so people are catching all of that, because this PAINT method is something that's for all ages, right?
Yeah.
And it's a practice that we can put into place ourselves as we are dealing with political stuff on television, road rage,
Mm,
interactions, conflicts. We're getting ready to come up again on the holiday season where we will be spending more time with people that we may not want to spend time with.
mm.
Family is sometimes always not fun. And so we got to keep it real. And so we may need to be doing a lot of painting over the next 9 weeks till the end of the year. Yes, y'all, it is only 9 weeks. I know it is less than 70 days left, and we will be in 2026.
Mm,
So this is a wonderful strategy that can be done discreetly and can be very useful in helping to de-escalate. And one of the things that you mentioned is that when we are experiencing stress, our bodies are physiologically wired to respond in a certain way.
mm,
And so in order for us to keep from going from 0 to 100, we incorporate coping skills, which helps us slow down that reaction rate. And paint, PAINT, is
mm,
one of those coping skill strategies that can be used to disrupt the quickness from 0 to 60, 0 to 100.
mm. Yes, you have explained that wonderfully. Like I was looking on AI and it was giving me like to break down my book too, and I like the way that they break it down as well. But yeah, so thank you for like reiterating what I said. And you
Yeah.
absolutely like this is a strategy that anybody can use. So
Hmm.
we all have to have our different type of coping skills, and so give pain a try because it can definitely help you to reground and help you just get back on track.
Yeah.
And then one other thing I wanted to say too about that fourth grader, when I was asking her, where was the sensation? When she
Hmm.
said in my spine, Miss Reese, that
Mm,
blew my mind. I'm
mm,
like, it was like in my
mm.
spine. I was like, that really made me want to be able to like share this with other people because you can have some trauma that's so deep in things as
Come
it's
on.
lifting your body, right? So
Yes.
it's good to know that this was able to help her to calm down,
Yeah.
and so that's great. And then
I
the finger,
love it.
the EFT, the fingertip, the
Yes.
tapping. So
Yes.
right, so I
So
learned about
important.
that, and then I connected it all, and then the power is in our hands. I believe God give us everything that we need, and we just have to
Everything.
know how to use it, utilize
That's
it. So
right.
that's
That's
awesome.
right. And I want to take a moment for people to, and thank you for sharing, number one, each of these encounters and what the children and people have said as location. Feelings awareness. I've been doing a series with grandparents, psychoeducational around social emotional learning and so forth. And generationally, some previous generations did not have the opportunity to be taught about feelings, feelings identification, body awareness, and so forth. And so now, current generation, where obviously we see the connection between social emotional learning and academic learning
Mm,
and achievement, and social emotional learning and physical health and well being, and how it impacts and improves relationships. And so these are important skills for us to have. And then, as we also talked about, the direct connection from the old brain, the brain stem, the central
maybe.
nervous system, right? The amygdala, all of that
Mhm,
into the prefrontal cortex, where all decision making, analytical thinking, and all of that happens. And so, in simple form, when the volume goes up on the old brain, which is where flight,
mhm,
fight, freeze, all of that kicks in, fawn, right, where all of that
mhm,
kicks in, when that volume gets loud, this volume up here with all the decision making, analytical thinking, critical thinking, it gets quiet. And so
mhm,
the only way to turn the volume back up here is to turn the volume down back here. And the only way to turn that volume down here is to incorporate those coping skills. Because if not, you're just functioning in reaction instead of in responding. And paint is teaching you how to respond in a way that I say will make you proud in 5 minutes, five hours, 5 days, 5 weeks, and so forth. So when she's telling you to paint, and we're learning this today, you can learn it for yourself. You can also learn it for anybody, any age.
Yeah, so we're going to actually practice a little bit. So my book is not numbered by pages. So let me just
All
see.
right.
I'll just go through quickly. Like, this is Granny and Freddie. Like, she's
Okay.
observing him at the football game, and
Yep.
that's true. I used to watch Freddie at the football game. I used to be having a fit. He was so like thinner than the other guys. I was like, oh no, I can't even watch. I can't even watch. Right. So then they having a conversation, and he's getting confused with paint and really painting, and then
Mm-hmm.
going through the I'm talking about no paint in his house. So this page here, okay. So you
Okay.
see this right?
Yep. Got it.
So this is when I'm really actually modeling how to do this first, because I'm a big believer in model something before the kids try it, students or anyone. And then so model it, and then we turn the page here, and this page looked like it's like a duplicate, and that was on purpose because now Freddie is actually like doing the paint part for himself. So he's
Gotcha.
doing self-soothing and regulate his own body. And then we'll start here. So I'll be Grandy, and you'll
Okay.
be Freddie. Okay.
Okay.
All
How
right, here we go. I mean, oh yeah, that's Freddie. You're right. Go
is
ahead.
Freddie? Okay.
Yeah,
How can the letters P.A.I.N.T help me to stay calm, Grandy?
I'm glad you asked, Freddie. P means to pause. You have to stop as you PAINT your hand, and that's when you go through.
Okay. Okay, I got it. P means to pause. What does A mean?
A means to ask yourself how you are feeling. You also have to name your emotion.
A means to ask myself how I'm feeling. Well, I feel mad about not making a touchdown today.
Yeah, we know how people feel about sports. You can get really high in emotions when not successful in your sports. Okay. I means to inhale and exhale. Take deep breaths, slow breaths as you breathe in and out 10 times. So that number can fluctuate, but depends
Mm-hmm.
on. Mhm.
Grandy, I inhaled and exhaled 10 times. What's next?
N means to notice the sensations in your body. Where do you feel mad in your body?
I notice my feet are really hot and tight. So I guess the sensation is in my feet. Is this why I feel like I just want to kick my football at somebody?
Yeah, I said it, I get it. I didn't do well. Somebody else got to feel hurt because I'm feeling kind of hurt. But maybe he's not mad. Maybe he's hurt, disappointed. So all those other
Hmm.
emotions too that you can talk through, right?
That's right.
Um, and then that's the other hand. And okay, so Freddie, T means to think and talk it through with yourself or someone you trust. You'll have to be honest about your feelings to manage them.
Grandy, I'm going to paint with you about how I feel.
I'm always here for you, Freddie. Are you ready to PAINT your future brighter?
Yes, I am, Grandy.
And I was thinking, hopefully, that was going to be touching for somebody to see the connection between Randy and her grandson, Freddie. So that's the way that you walk through paint. And then last night at my kitchen counter, I made this. Since I found this,
Uh-huh.
I made this, right? And I took a folder and put my hand and traced it and looked at the back of my book, which gives you the strategy, the
Yes.
PINT. This is something that you can hang in a room. You can help me to learn how to make posters and do these kind of things out the
Yep.
walls.
Yep. You know it.
Right, so, and then on the back, I added the standards for the
Oh, come.
early childhood,
Oh,
right?
you showing off. You showing off.
So it tells you like for social emotional learning, and it's talking about self awareness and self management and it's talking about reading the story, having them talk through the emotions, and also having them use the language to express how they're feeling. So this is
Yes.
definitely something for daycares and all
Hmm.
the other places where you have. And this really needs to do like these seeds need to be planted early, I believe. It's
Yes.
never too late, but the earlier that they're planted, then the better it is for the child to develop those skills and have a skill set to use it. And as many tools as they have in their toolbox as possible, the better they are likely for learning and success. Because you can't learn. I was listening to what you were saying. You cannot learn when you're in a classroom and your brain is here. You're not. You cannot
You
receive
can't.
any of that information, and you just can't.
Right.
So we have to make a classroom where people feel safe and
Yes.
have a sense of belonging, all those wonderful things.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's so true. I love it. So if yeah, oh
yeah.
come on, come on. So multiple strategies. So people wonder why I'm shouting out. So what's on the back is she went into the PA standards for education for social emotional learning and she applied the ones that are relevant. So that hand serves so many purposes. And what a great activity and way to making sure you're meeting the standards, teaching the skills, building the skill set. It's artistic. It is, needless to say, helpful. It helps to transfer energy. There's just so many positive pieces to that one activity, let alone when we get in the book. Catherine says, so proud of you, Catherine Brown.
Catherine. Okay, hi.
It's gonna pop in your mind, and you can be like, "Oh my goodness! Oh yes! All right."
Thank
Wanda
you.
said,
Thank
"I will
you.
be incorporating this."
Ooh, okay.
Yes, it's such a great activity and just so incredibly important, all of these skills. So now tell us this. How did you come about getting an illustrator? How did so you had this concept in your head, you had the story. She said, Catherine said, "It's me, your aunt." Look, Catherine,
Oh,
I'm giving attitude. Look,
oh, she gonna smack me when I see her tomorrow. I'm supposed to be having her tomorrow. I don't know. When I was thinking Catherine, first I was like Brown for a teacher. I know some Brown's teachers.
yes,
I'm
yes.
Catherine. I'm thinking with a K, not with a C. I'm sorry, Aunt Catherine. Yes, that's my teacher. Make sure out of my family now. Yes. Oh, yes. Thank you, Aunt Catherine.
All right.
Brain freeze. Like,
Look,
I don't know. Okay.
Aunt Catherine, if you need me to put some more attitude on there, it's your aunt. You just let me know. I got you. I got you. So,
Yeah.
all right. So from conception to actual manifestation, how did you choose who your illustrator was? How did you choose what pictures you wanted? What was that process like for you?
Okay, well, my sister Jean, like I said, she was doing her own self-publishing, so she had all that information available. So she
Okay.
put me on to is it Ngram Sparks?
Ingram
Ngram
Sparks.
Sparks. Ngram
Yes.
Sparks. So she showed me how to use it, sent me
Okay.
home to do it, and I come back like I still need more help. So I was on Ngram Spark, and then GoDaddy. She told
Yes.
me to go to GoDaddy, and then I came up with my LLC, which is Mrs. Reese Got the Grease. And my daughter's son-in-law thought my name was like kind of like silly, but I'm like
Uh-huh.
the grease is for I try to make things easier for people. Like I do this
Yes.
research and then like bring it down to where people can actually understand it. So I'm like I'm
Hmm.
keeping it. This is Reese got the grease. And then I went on to Upwork. Have you used Upwork?
I have not.
Upwork, and that's where Dustin came. And I put his name on the front of the cover with me because he
Yes.
was so patient with me that
Uh-huh.
I was changing my mind a lot, and he still stuck with me till we got it done. And I love
Uh-huh.
his art. Is just beautiful. He captured it. He made up my logo down here in the corner
Oh,
because
nice.
I said that too. Remember at the
Yes,
your
I
workshop,
do.
let's
Yep,
talk about
yep.
the turtles, right? I have turtles in my classroom because
Yes.
being a special education teacher, we start off slow or wherever
Mhm.
we are, but guess what? We crossing that finish line.
Come
You're going to
on.
make progress. You're going to see your
Yes.
progress, and you're going to want to make more progress. So, I pride myself on having those kind of skills. So that's the logo. So Upwork did all this for me. And
Mhm.
then I was struggling too with the JPEGs. So then I
Yes.
have to go on, is it Fiverr? That's the other places with
Yep.
illustrators. Go on
Yep.
there. And then my daughter, after she published her book, then she
Uh-huh.
went for me. And she's like, I'll fix it. And then she fixed it like poof, Kiki. I was really like, really, really not feeling that. Like, I was like, you could have did this in a snap of your finger and I
Hmm.
had to wait. So I don't know, but we got them both done. And so that was my journey for that with my
Nice.
sister and my daughter, her husband. Hi, Braden. Hope you're watching, Ted. Um, and yeah, let me say hi to Naomi and Truth. I don't want to forget those my two youngest grands, the 7 and 4. Love
Yes.
y'all.
Yes.
And so that was my pretty much the journey. Like the technology part was a challenge for me, and
Okay.
that's something that I probably still kick myself in the butt about because being
Hmm.
a special education teacher, we didn't get all the technology. I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but I am. We didn't get all the
Hmm.
technology that we needed, and it was my fault that I didn't like advocate more for it
Push.
because I could
Hmm.
have been more advanced in those skills. But I
Hmm.
was like, okay, we still gonna figure it out with what we got. But
Yeah.
like definitely, I should have fought for those kind of things. So what was the other part of your question?
What was it like for you to see it all come together? When do you remember when you got your first copy and you could feel it?
Yes, I did. I remember I got my first copy. I remember my son Trey said, "Mom, pay for the so they could be your book pop up first. When they type
Yes.
in Freddie, like pay for the server, it pops up first." I'm like, okay, okay, okay. So that was a good recommendation. But I got my first book. I just loved it. I treasured it. I read it and I read it again. And I called up family. Like I'm always sending people pictures. I pictures and just calling up people. And I was just so proud that I finally got it done,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so it was just a great, warm, and satisfying feeling. This, that it was something that was one of my goals, and it was like check now. I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's
Yeah. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing all of this because there are people who may be interested in becoming an author or maybe in the process. And I heard you asked for and had to wait for sometimes help from different people, but that didn't discourage you. You continued through and you were able to create this incredible book which is helping a lot of children but also a lot of people because we're talking to grown folks now and there's going to be some people painting today going forward, right? And as Wanda said here, you're definitely an asset to education.
oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, and it's making a difference in the world. So yeah, go ahead.
And
You
I
were
did it without even knowing it. I was in a meeting one day, and we were listening to the meeting, and I don't know if Miss Carson is here, but she's like, "I saw you doing that." I'm like, "Really?" I don't know what I was doing it for, but I was doing it for something. So
mm-hmm.
sometimes, once you begin it, how you create new habits, right? You take some things and put it in something that's more healthy for you, then you don't even realize it become a natural part of your
Your repertoire, your
yeah,
coping skills.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you. Yes.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's so important that we continue to build our skills and add to it. And I will say this, since COVID happened and leaving out of being on lockdown, a lot of people have been complaining that the coping skills that they used to use are not as effective now. And so what I've been encouraging people to do, I said, you got to use coping skills like you building a hoagie, like you got to stack them
Yes.
on. Like it's no longer just listening to music. You may have to be dancing and listening to music, painting with a brush and
Mm,
listening. But now here we got another one, right? We're painting, we're self-soothing. We're
yeah.
doing that. We're pausing, right? Well, just even think about it. The word pause is an opportunity to reflect and do something else. Whenever I'm having a conversation with people, and let's say I have to tend to something else, I'll tell people just pause, right? Because the goal is for me to come back to it. So,
Mm,
the word pause is very powerful if we actually use it. And it's giving your body permission to process, right?
mm,
Everything that's happening. And like we talked about earlier, just reshifting, rethinking, renaming. how do we want to categorize this energy that we're feeling? And then how do we want to release it? So in Freddie Learns to Paint, he said he wanted to kick that ball at somebody.
Like this. Yeah.
But because of the technique, he makes a different choice, which y'all will have to buy the book and find out what that choice is that he makes. We're going to leave you hanging on what
Yeah.
happens with Freddie. So
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
ahead,
because that
Eleanor.
part is all about self care. We have to definitely take self care and time to, like, say no, not now, like you're saying, but actually a
Mhm.
pause. And that's something else that I think I may do before my life at 6, because this one is pretty much all done. I might have to revise this one since it was so long ago. Because I don't
Uh-huh.
even know if people like wake up and watch TV. They wake up and get on a iPad or a
Yeah.
tablet or a computer. So but pause. And when you asked about the writing process, I had to Google
Yes.
some stuff. I'm like, the writing process, da, da, da. But I found that I have to be inspired and connected with the material. So I do my
Hmm.
research, and then I bring that to that. So in school, like last year, students came up. I was doing some covering, and I came in, with my SEL skills, and I
Yes.
said, breathing exercise. So I showed them the ones, like you said, some of them are starting to, like, work for other people or not. And I said, create your own. And the
Yes.
ones that they created, like, I typed them down, wrote them down, put his name down. And that's going to be my next book. It's called Pause and Breathe with Me. And
Okay.
this one, he was like this, time out. And you can breathe in.
Oh,
All right, so that was cool. And then this other little boy, he was like,
yeah.
every time I saw him in the hallway in the yard, he came, Miss Reese, I got another one, I got another one. I believe the third grade. So anyway, he was like, your laptop, you take it, because we own it a lot. You can just pull it down,
Yes.
right, and breathe, and then pull it back up. So you pull it up
Yes.
again and pull it down and breathe out. I was like, this
Uh-huh.
is hot on fire, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do that because they enjoyed it, I enjoyed it, and
Hmm.
I'm the illustrator, and then
I
so yeah.
love it.
So
That's
pause and breathe with me should be coming out next.
that's nice. All right. So we have, believe it or not, we have about a little under 10 minutes.
Okay.
And before we wrap up, I want you to share with people about water.
Oh yeah, when I was at your workshop, I had my book bag, my
Uh-huh.
backpack, right, and I'm glad I had it because you had some goodies to take you
But
away.
if y'all ain't never been to one of my workshops, you do not leave empty-handed. Your brain don't leave empty either. So y'all better pay attention. Come on.
Absolutely, you be on this. Yeah. So self care is all about the WATR. This is something that I created from doing research about educators and being burnt out and going through all those different things that we go through in school. And it was a self care because I like acronyms. So I came up with, like, we can't live without the water, right?
Yes,
Right. And we
yes.
have to drink it. We have to be hydrated because if you're not hydrated, then a lot of things start to happen. And then positive talk. So that's affirmations. We have to say
Mhm.
the I's, I can, I will, and I am. And then the technique, like you went through a lot of techniques, like people like to run, they like to swim, they like to read books, they like to cook. Like you have all these different techniques that help you to come back and be resilient. And then they eat healthy and exercise. There's so many poor choices, as you know, as food that we have in our communities and whatnot. And then
Mhm.
the rest. The last one is rest. We know how
Mhm.
to sleep and relax, but it's really hard for people to rest. So in
Mhm.
this particular workshop, the educators get to go through what is causing them to have this high anxiety at work,
Mhm.
the skills that they already use, and here's another new one that you can try to use. So this is professional development that I do, have done it in many schools, and it has
Mhm.
always been well received. So, and it's a good takeaway because you actually do that self-reflection thing and then go back and be ready to rebuild and start again. And
I
so,
love it.
and I do have sweatshirts like and cups. So it's on what is that called? It's called Rush Order Tees. Rush Order
Oh, I'm
Tees.
not familiar with that one.
Yeah, I looked at your other one too that you sent me. So I started
Okay.
working on it as well. But yeah, I was gonna thinking about wearing my hoodie. The self care is all about the WTR. I'm like, no,
Okay.
so we invite you back. Then you
That's
can wear
right. That's
more.
right.
That, but that's the acronym for that. Drink it, say it. What's the other one? Live it, do
Mhm.
it, live it, and then practice it. Because the rest we have to practice. The water
Yes.
we just have to drink it, and then
Yeah.
saying the affirmations and what's the technique? We have to just do it. Like we know we make
Mhm.
excuses for why we can't do it, but
Yeah.
that's a mindset shift too. And then eating healthy and the exercise, we just have to live it. And
Yes.
I know start and cut it back, start and cut it back. But so all those things I think are really vital for like just
Mhm.
survival. And we can't make water. That's something,
Right.
we can figure out everything else to do, but we can't make water.
We cannot.
This water is the life, and that's just self care is your life. So you have to just practice those 5 things to be healthier and more sound and grounded.
I love it. Thank you. I told y'all, have your pen ready, have your paper, have a tab open. You're gonna hear something. So now we know how to paint. Now we know how to PAINT in a new way. We know water in a new way. So these are all things to help us be the best versions of ourselves. Any additional information that you would like to give our listening audience before we slide out for the day?
That went fast, Doctor.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it did go fast. Let me see. Oh, I do have the lesson plan for you, so I'm gonna be giving you that.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
That
Mm-hmm.
from Freddie T and Bunny. I have that.
Yes.
And what else do I want to say? Oh, yeah, I'll be having a PD coming up. It's called Turn Job into Joy. And
Nice.
that's through the PFT Health and Welfare Funds for Educators, and it's posted on their website. And right now, too, I'm doing something. I don't know if No Leader is here, but I'm doing something with her. She created something for special education, so we already did 2 PDs on that. The third part 3 is coming up early next month. So those are the things that I'm working on. Um, yeah.
You good? All right. And if people would like to get a hold of you for if they want to hire you to do PDs, any trainings or things like that, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you?
Oh, they can email me. That's be the best way. So
Okay.
my email that I'm using now for this new part of my venture is
Yes.
Reese Reese fly FLY 532 at gmail.com.
All right. I'm putting it in the chat, y'all. And I will also make sure it is in the write up, her contact information, her social media, all of that on the YouTube side of life. You can be sure to see it in the write up how to connect with her. If you have not hit that subscribe button for Ask Dr. Walls 525, I ask you to do so. It is free of charge. It only takes a moment. Just click subscribe. We have a beautiful sentiment here. My mom creates the best acronyms. Pause and water are necessary for us. Love, Kiki.
Love you, Kiki. That's my daughter. Yes, love you, Kiki. Love.
Excellent. Well, I encourage you all, please, again, there is the link in the chat room. If you have not purchased Freddie Learns to Paint yet, even for yourself, to support an independent author, as an independent author myself, the work, the hustle is real. Okay. And so all sales are helpful. So please be sure to support. And they're great gifts. Now is the time we want to definitely encourage reading. Literacy is so incredibly important. And unfortunately, the literacy rates tend to be going down, and we really need them to go up. And this is one way that we can help them go up is by purchasing books such as this. It's also great as a family learning and a skill that the entire family can use. So a little one easily could tell a parent, an older sibling, looks like you need to do some painting right now, right?
As a definitely give my students, my 7th graders, like Miss Reese, take balls. Like Miss Reese, take a ball.
Right, right.
Miss Reese, thank you. Now you right. It's all right. Yes, yes, it's so true. It's so
And
true.
that's wonderful because, right, part of emotional intelligence is the awareness when someone else may not be aware of what they need and being able to provide them with that. And so, this is one of those resources that we can continue to pass down. And any age. I know I could teach my 2-year-old grand. I know I can, and they're learning sign language. My 1-year-old grand, he's learning sign language. So we start to teach this skill to them, they're going to grow with it. And so, very, very important. Duke clapped you up. There we are. Cheers to you.
Yes,
Um,
Indy out here. Indy, I know my granddaughter had a class. She's in college. Freddie just
okay.
graduated. Him some shout outs. I'm so proud of them too. So I don't know if she's in there. I know I said to everybody else grand. I have 4 grands. So I make sure I get them all out there. It's the
That's
same
right.
equal love, equal love.
That's right. That's right. Excellent. Well,
It's
thank
this
you.
ministry. Thank
Good.
you.
I'm glad. I'm glad. And I'm so glad you showed up in the workshop that day so we had a chance to meet. Look, y'all, if you are questioning whether or not you should go to a workshop right now, go. You never know who you're going to meet and you never know what's going to come from it.
And I just pray that we stay connected and
Yes.
see what else we can do together. I know you have so much knowledge. I hear it. I receive it. You articulate it so well. So I
Thank
definitely
you.
want to follow you and get to learn more from you.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Definitely. All right, y'all. As always, like I said, hit that subscribe button. I have more shows coming up in the near future, especially around holiday time. I try to talk to as many authors as possible. I think books are great gifts and great stocking stuffers. I do have my books, The Adventures of Froggy T and Bunny, which are a series of books that do help with social emotional learning. But we are shouting out, hold that stuff back up. We are shouting out Freddie learns to paint today. Look, even activities that you can do, and they meet
Mhm.
the PA standards. And for those tuning in from other states and countries, they are probably in alignment with your standards as well. So, this is a way that you can incorporate all of that. Again, in the write up are the links to her book as well as to her social media pages. So please be sure to hit subscribe and follow us all. As always, until we meet again, God bless and continue to live your greatest life. Oh, and by the way, the greatest stands for God restores excellence, activates talents, encourages spiritual transformation. Because I too love a good acronym.
Yes, you do too. That's
All
good.
right.
This
All
is
right,
good.
y'all. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Be well.
Eleanor Reese signing off.
Come
Still
on. That's right. Reese with the grease. We
yes,
sliding out, y'all. We sliding out.
yes. Okay. Thank you.
You are.